Alright, 383.71, driver application certification procedures, subpart E, testing licensing procedures, Federal Motor Carrier Administration. A commercial learning permit. Prior to obtaining commercial learning permit, permits must meet the following requirements. A commercial learner permit application submitted prior to July 18, 2005. Commercial learning permit issued prior to July 18, 2015. For limited time periods, according to state requirements, shall be considered a valid commercial driver license for the purpose of beyond the wheel on the public roads for highways, if and following minimum conditions are met. The learner's permit holder is at all times accompanied by the holder of the valid CDL. He or she is either hold the vehicle a valid automatic driver license. He has passed through such vision signal symbol knowledge test and state issuing learner's permit ordinarily administered to applicants for a automotive driver's license. He or she does not operate a commercial motor vehicle transporting hazard material defined in 383.5. Commercial driver learner's permit application submitted on or after July 8, 2015. Any person applied with a commercial learner's permit on or after July 8, 2015 must meet the following conditions. Person must meet 18 years of age or older, provided he prove at his or her age. Person must have taken the passer knowledge testing meets the federal standards contained in subpart F and G and H of this part. Commercial motor vehicle or group of the persons operated with except as operated. The person must certify that he or she is not subject to disqualification in 383.51, any license disqualification under state law, that he or she does not have a driver's license for more than one state jurisdiction. The person must provide the state issuance of information required to include the commercial learner permit as specified in subpart J of this part. Person must provide a state proof of citizenship lawful permanent residence as specified in Table 1, Section obtaining non-domiciled commercial learner's permit specified in paragraph F of this section. Person must provide proof of this that the state of the applicant is in domicile or his or her state is domicile as the term is defined in 383.5. Acceptable proof of the domicile is a document with the person's name and the residential address of the state with the address of the government issuing the tax form. Person must provide the name of all the states where the applicant has license in to drive any type of the motor vehicle during the past 10 years. The person seeking the passenger pool, P, school bus S, tank vehicle N endorsements must have taken the past endorsement knowledge test of the skill endorsement, specific endorsement. Person must provide the state certification contained in paragraph B1 of the section. Beginning with the February 1st, 2020, the person must meet a complete training prescribed in subpart F of the Part 380 chapter before taking the skill test of Class A and B CDL for the first time, or skill test of the passenger or school bus endorsements for the first time, knowledge test for hazard material endorsement for the first time. The training must administer by provided with the listed on training provided register. Initial commercial driver license prior to obtaining CDL. The person must meet all the following requirements. Initial commercial driver license application submitted on or after January 30th, 2012. Any person applying with a CDL on or after June 30th, 2012 meet the requirements set forth in paragraphs B2 through 10 and H of the section. Make one of the following applicable classifications. Paragraph B1, 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the section. Non-accepted intrastate. Person must certify he or she accept the operator with the intrastate commercial as both of the subject that meets the qualification requirements of under Title 49 CFR Part 391 is required to obtain a medical exam or certificate 391.45 of the chapter. Expected interstate. Person must certify that he or she operates experts operate interstate commerce but engaged exclusively in the transportation operation accepted under Title 49 CFR 393F and 391.2, 391.68, and 398.3 of all of the parts of the qualification requirements. Title 49 CFR Part 391 as they're no more required to obtain medical examiner certificate. Title 49 391.45 of this chapter. Non-exempted interstate. Person must certify that he or she operates an intrastate commerce, therefore that he or so subject to state-driven qualification requirements except the intrastate. Person must certify that he or she operates interstate commerce and engages exclusively in the transportation operation expected in all parts of the state that derive her qualification requirements. The person must meet all the driving skill tests in accordance with the standards contained in subpart F and G and H of this station. Partaken with the motor vehicle with a representative of the type of the motor vehicle with the person operate except the operate provide evidence that he or she successfully passed the driver test administered with the authorized third party. Or the person must certify that the motor vehicle in which the person takes the driving skill test and represent with the type of the motor vehicle that the person operates except the operate. Person must provide the state information required to include with the CDL as specified in subpart J of this part. Person must certify that he or she is not subject to disqualification 381.51, any license disqualification under state law, that he or she does not have a driver's license for more than one state jurisdiction. Person must surrender his or her non-CDL driver license commercial learner permit to the state. Person must provide a means with all the state where he or she is previously licensed to drive any of the motor vehicle during the previous 10 years. If a person is applying for the hazard material endorsement, he or she must comply with the Transportation Security Administration required codified Title 49, Part 1572. Lawful permanent resident of the United States requesting hazard material endorsement must additionally provide his or her U.S. citizenship, immigration services, alien registration, and the person must provide the citizenship, lawful permanent residency, as specified in Table 1, Section or of this section, registered under Paragraph F of this section. The person must provide proof that the state of which application made at his or her domicile is a term defined in 383.5, except for the proof of the domicile within the document, the person's name of the resident address within the state, such as the government issued tax reform. Beginning on February 7th, 2020, a person must complete with the training prescribed in the subpart F of the Part 380 chapter before taking skill tests of Class A, B, CDL for the passenger P with the school endorsement of the first time knowledge test and hazard material endorsement for the first time. The training must be addressed to the administered by the provider with a list of the training provider registry. License transfer. When applying with the transfer of the CDL from one state to the domicile of the new state domicile of the applicant must apply with the CDL for the new state with a domicile with no more than 30 days establishing his or her domicile of the applicant must provide the new state domicile with certification contained in paragraph B1 and F of the section. Provide new state with the domicile update information specified in subpart J. If the applicant wishes to retain hazard material endorsement, he or she must comply with the requirements specified in subpart and paragraph B8 of the section statement requirements specified in 383.74C. Surrender the CDL from the old state domicile with the new state with the domicile provided the name of all states the applicant previously licensed to drive any type of the motor vehicle during the previous 10 years. Provide the state proof of the citizenship of all permanent residency specified in Table 1 of section with the be registered in paragraph F of this section. Provide proof of the state of his or her domicile as is determined in 383.5 with acceptable the proof domicile with the document with the person name and residence address the state with the such of the government issued tax form license renewal applicating renewal CDL. All applicants provide state certification containing paragraph B1 through F of this section. Provide to the state update information specified in subpart J of this part. If a person wishes to retain hazard material endorsement, he or she must comply with the requirements specified in paragraph B8 of this section. Passes with the test of the 381.21 of such endorsements. Provided the names of all the state where the applicant has previously been licensed to give drive in any type of motor vehicle during the previous 10 years. Provided the state proof of the citizenship of all permanent residents specified in the Table 1 section with the carrier registered under paragraph F of this section. Provide proof of the state of his or her state with the domicile with the term is defined in 383.5. Except for the proof of the domicile with is the document with the government issued tax form of the person name of the residential address within the state. License upgrade when applying with the CDL endorsement authority operating with the CMV with the must be covered in the CDL application. Must provide certification specified in paragraph B with the pass level of the knowledge test in accordance with the standard contained in subparts F and G and H of the all skills test specified in paragraph B2 of the section. New vehicle group and or different endorsements comply with the requirements specified in paragraph B8 of the section obtained with the hazard material endorsement. For surrender of the previous CDL, begin with the February 7th, 2020. Must complete with the training with the prescribed in some part F of the Part 380 with the subchapter with the account. For taking the skill test with the upgrading Class A and B with the first time adding passenger school bus endorsement to the CDL. For the first time knowledge test of the hazard material endorsement with the first time training must be administered by provided with the training provider register. All right, name down some of the commercial learning permit CDL with the person must obtain with the non-domicile commercial learning permit or commercial driver license. If the applicant is domiciled with a foreign jurisdiction defined in 383.5, the administrator has not determined the commercial motor vehicle operating test of the license of the standard of the jurisdiction meet with the standards contained in subpart G and H of this part. Alright, if the applicant with domicile with the state with the prohibited with the issuing commercial learner's permit, commercial driver license in accordance with 384.405 subchapter, the person eligible to obtain with a non-domicile with a commercial learner permit, commercial driver license for any state with the elect for the issuing non-domicile with a commercial learner permit, commercial domicile list. License has complied with the testing and licensing standard contained in subpart F and G and H of this part. Applicant with non-domicile commercial learner permit, commercial driver license must both on the following. Complete the requirements for the CLP with the contained with the paragraph A of the section with the CDL contained with the paragraph B with the section exemption. Applicants domiciled with a foreign jurisdiction must provide unexperienced employee authorization document with the issue with the UCSIS. Unexperienced foreign passports accompanied with approved I-94 form documented with the applicant must recipient administered to the United States. No proof of domicile is required. After receiving a non-domiciled commercial learner's permit, commercial driver license, along with a valid, notify the state with the issue of the non-domiciled commercial learner's commercial driver license that any adverse action taken within the jurisdiction of the governmental agency, foreign or domestic, against his or her driving penalties. Such adverse actions include, but are not limited to, license disqualification from operating commercial motor vehicle for convictions described in 383.51. Notifications may be made within time periods in 383.3. Applicants for a non-domiciled commercial learner commercial driver license not required to surrender his or her foreign driver license. Existence of the commercial learner's permit, commercial driver license holder self-certification. Every person that holds a commercial learner's permit, commercial driver license must provide a state certification contained in 383.71b1 of this part. Medical certification documentation required by a state applicant with a CL, the CDL holder with a certified with non-accepted the interstate driver operation in accordance with 383.71b11 must meet and comply with the applicable requirements of paragraphs 8 through 1 through 8 3. New commercial learning permit CDL applicants before June 22nd of 2018. New commercial learner's permit, commercial driver license. Applicant certified that he or she is operating with a commercial motor vehicle not accepted in interstate commerce must provide the state with an original copy of the required with the shape of the medical examiner certificate prepared with the medical examiner defined in Title 49.395. The state will post a medical qualification stated that certified with a CDL commercial driver license information system driver on record for driver. On after June 22nd of 2018, the new commercial learner's permit commercial driver license will certify that he or she operates commercial motor vehicles not exempted. Interstate commerce must be medically examined, certified in accordance with Title 49.391.43. Medical qualified to operate CM commercial motor vehicle by a medical examiner as defined in Title 49.395. Using receiving an electronic copy of the medical examiner certificate, Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration state will post the medical qualification statuses of the certified on CDLSI driver record for driver record for driver. Alright, existing commercial learners permanent commercial driver license holders by January 30th, 2014 provided the state with the original copy provided by the state current medical examiner certificate provided by the medical examiner defined in Title 49.395. The state will post the certification status for certified with the commercial driver license information service record for the driver. If non-exempted interstate commercial learners commercial driver license holder provides the state with the current medical examiner certificate, we will post the certification status of non-certified in the commercial driver license information system driver record for the driver initially with the commercial learner permit commercial driver license downgrade following state procedures in accordance with 383.7304. Alright, maintaining medical certificate status certified. In order to maintain medical certification of status certified before June 22nd of 2018, commercial learners, commercial driver license holders were certified he or she operates commercial motor vehicle non-exempted in interstate commerce must provide state with original copies required by the state for each subsequent issued medical examiner certificate. In order to maintain medical certification certified on and after June 22nd of 2018, commercial learners permit commercial driver license holders certified that he or she operates commercial motor vehicles non-exempted in interstate commerce most contain the medical examiner certified in accordance with Title 49.391.43 physically qualified to operate commercial motor vehicles and by medical examiner defined Title 49.395 Federal Motor Carrier and provide the state with an electronic copy of medical examiner certificate information for all subsequent medical examinations in which the driver has been deemed qualified. Or 382.72 implied consent with the alcohol testing. Any person who holds a commercial learner permit, commercial driver license required for the hold the commercial learner's permit, commercial driver license is considered to have consented to such a testing as required by any state jurisdiction within the enforcement of Item 4, Table 1, 383.51 of Subpart 392.5a2 of the subchapter. Consent is implied with the driving commercial motor vehicle. Alright, 383.73, state procedure. Commercial learner's permit prior to July 8, 2015. Issuing the commercial learner's permit to a person July 18, 2015 must meet with the requirements of 383.71a on and after July 8, 2015. Prior to the issuing commercial learner's permit to a person on and after July 8, 2015, the state must require the applicant to make a certification path to provide information described in 383.71a2. Initiate a complete check over the application driver record described in paragraph B3 of this section. Make commercial learner permit valid no more than 180 days date of issuance. Provide with the renewal of commercial learner permit for no more than additional 180 days out of the commercial learner permit holder to retake the general endorsement knowledge test. Or allow any one group of the specific passenger school bus endorsement tank vehicle with an endorsement commercial learner permit provided the application taken past the knowledge for the specific endorsement. All federal endorsement are prohibited with the commercial learner permit. And a complete Social Security number verification required with the paragraph G of the section require compliance with the same with the providing the proof of the citizenship of lawful permanent residence specified in 38371A25 with proof of the state of domicile specified in 38371A26 as soon as the state required to check for the proof of the citizenship of legal presence specified over the paragraph only with the initial issue with the name and upgraded commercial learner permit non-domicile commercial learner permit for an initial renewal, upgrade, transfer to CDL or non-domicile CDL for the first time after July 8, 2011. Provide notation made with the driver's record confirming the provision. Proof of citizenship, legal presence check of the required for the paragraph has made with the noting and the date is done. Before June 22nd, 2018, the driver who is certified as type of the driver to conform with the 38371B1 non-exempt interstate with the interstate if the commercial learner's permit applicant submits a current medical examiner certificate date SAM medical examiner certificate, post all required information from the medical examiner certificate to the commercial driver license information system, driver records, and included in paragraph O of the section. On and after June 22nd, 2018, who is certified with the type of driving the 38371B1 non-exempt interstate with the Florida Motor Care Safety Administration provides current medical examiner certificate information electronically. All required information matching medical examiner certificate with a commercial driver license driver record in accordance with the paragraph of the section. Alright, require the driver to applicant to certify past depth of the provided information described in 38371. Check with the vehicle in which the applicant takes his or her representative with the vehicle group. Applicant certified that he or she operates and expects to operate. Initial complete a check of the applicant driving record to ensure the person is not subject to any disqualification 38351. Any license disqualification under state does not have a driver's license. More than one state with the jurisdiction have completed require the training with the prescribed in subpart F of this part 380 with the subchapter. The record ship must be included but not limited to the following. Check of the applicant's driver the record maintained with his or her current state license or if any. Check with the commercial driver license determine whether the driver applicant already has been issued commercial driver license, whether the applicant has been disqualified. If the applicant has been disqualified to operate commercial motor vehicle at the beginning of February 7, 2020, before applicant is issued Class A, Class B commercial driver license, passenger school bus or has material endorsement, whether the applicant is completed with the training required in subpart F of the part 380 of the subchapter, a check for the problem driver the pointer system to determine whether the driver applicant has been disqualified from operating motor vehicle other than commercial motor vehicle, had a license other than the CDL disqualified cause for the 3-year period ending with the day application be convicted of any of the offenses contained in Title 49, 3034, A3 requirements for the applicant complete driving the record with all the state of the applicant previously licensed over the last 10 years. Driver the type of the motor vehicle exemption state required for the bank of the required for the complete driver record specified in paragraph of initial issuance commercial learner's permit transfer CDL with one other state with the driver the record renewal CDL with the first time specified on September 30th provided with a notation made of the driver record confirming the driver record check with the required paragraph has been made noting the date when it is done beginning January 30th 2012. We'll check with the medical certification staff of the driver self certified according to 38371B1 of the chapter non-exempted and interstate with is certified. Require the driver applicant surrender his or her non-domicile non-CDL driver license for the commercial learner's permit before the June 22nd, 2008, the driver certified with the type of the driver in conform with 38371B1 non-exempt and interstate with the CDL however the submit for the current medical examiner certificate state stand with the medical examiner certificate post all the records information medical examiner certificate commercial driver license information system driver record in accordance paragraph O of this section. On and after June 22nd, 2018, the driver who certified with the type of the according with 38371B1 non-exempt interstate with the Federal Motor Care simply provided the current medical examiner certificate information electronically. Post all required information matching the medical examiner certificate with a commercial driver license in accordance with the paragraph O of the section. 6. Require the complying with the standard providing proof of the citizenship law for permanent residence for the specified in 38371B9 of the proof of state domicile specified in 38371B for 10. Exemption state required check for the proof of the citizenship legal presence specified in paragraph only with the initial instance of the renewal upgrade commercial learner's permit non-domicile commercial learner permit initial instance issuance renewal upgrade transfer commercial driver license non-domicile commercial driver license first time after July 8th 2011 provide notation made with the driver the record form of the proof of the citizenship legal the present check with the required with the paragraph that has been made with the noting of the date is done. It is not previously done with a complete social with the verification material endorsement will require compliance standards with the endorsement specified in 383.71b11, 387.71b8, and 383.141, making CDL valid for no more than 8 years. The date of issuance is beginning January 6, 2020. Request for information from Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse in accordance with 382.725 of the subchapter. Alright, beginning on February 7th, 2029, conducts a skill test applicant with a Class A, Class B CDL with a passenger school bus endorsement with the use of the certified verification electronically applicant complete with the training prescribed in Subpart F of the Part 380 with the subchapter. License transfer prior to issuing the CDL. Person who has the CDL from another state with the state must recover the driver applicant make of the certification contained in 383.71b5. Complete the check with the driver applicant record contained in paragraph B3 of the section. Request they receive the update for the information specified in Subpart J of this part. If the applicant wishes to retain the hazard material endorsement required for the compliance with the same with the endorsement specified in 383.71b8 and 383.141, ensure the driver has within 2 years preceding the transfer either passed the test with the endorsement specified in 383.121, successfully complete with the hazard material testing training with given with a third party that is deemed with the state with a substantial cover, same knowledge base that is described in 383.121, not previously done, complete with the social security number verification required in paragraph G. Whoever the applicant remember the CDL with the issued the applicant previous state of domicile. Require compliance with the same with the providing proof of the citizen, lawful permanent residence specified in 383.71b9 with the proof of the state with the domicile specified in 383.71b10. Exemptions of the state required to check with the proof of the citizen with legal presence of the specified in the paragraph only with the initial issuance to renew the upgrade commercial learner permanent non-domicile commercial learner permit for the initial issuance of the renewal upgrade with the transfer to CDL to the non-domicile CDL first time after July 8, 2011 to provide notation made over the driver of the record forming the proof of the citizenship of legal present check. Present check required with the paragraph that has done meeting the noting of the date which was on beginning of January 30, 2012. Verify the commercial driver license information system driver record with the medical certification status. The driver with the certified those certified with according with 383.71b1 exemption driver who's certified in accordance with 383.71b1. He or she plans to operate non-exempted interstate with commerce may present with a current medical examiner certificate issued prior to the January 30, 2012 medical examiner certificate prior to the driver must be provided with the commercial driver license information system in accordance with paragraph O of the section. Make the commercial driver license system driver license valid no more than 8 years of the date of the issuance be given January 6, 2020. The requested information for the drug alcohol clearance in accordance with 382.725. License renewal prior to renewal. Any of the commercial driver license state must recover the driver applicant to make a certification contained 383.71b. Complete the check with the driver to applicant record contained in paragraph B3 of the section. Request to receive the updates and information specified in subpart J of this part. If such applicant wishes to retain the hazard material endorsement required for the driver to pass the testament of the 382.121 comply with the statement specified in 383.71b8, 383.141. Such endorsement not previously done complete with the social security number verification required in paragraph G of this section. Make the renewal of the CDL with the valid no more than 8 years from the state of the issuance required with the compliance with the same provisions. Provide proof of the citizenship of the lawful permanent residency state specified in 383.71b9. Proof of the state with the domicile state within 383.71b10. Exemption state required to check with the proof of the citizenship of legal presence specified in the paragraph only with the initial issuance of renewal of the upgraded commercial learner's permit now or non-domicile commercial learner permit. For the initial issuance, renewal, upgrade, transfer of the commercial driver license, non-commercial driver license, provided with a notation made with the driver's record with confirming the proof of the citizenship, the legal, the present check of the paragraph that has been made with knowing that the date was began. It was done beginning with January 30, 2012 with the commercial driver license information system driver record with the medical certification status of the certified with the driver self-certified in accordance with 383.71b1 exemption for the driver who certified in accordance with 383.71b1 may present a current medical examiner certificate issued prior to January 30, 2012. Medical examiner certificate provided with the driver must be provided with the CDLIS driver record in accordance with the paragraph over the section. Beginning January 6, 2020, request information drug alcohol clearinghouse in accordance with 382.725. Of this chapter, the license upgrade with the prior to the issuing upgraded CDL as stated must require the such driver applicant provide the certification pass test meet applicable hazard material standard specified in 383.71e. Complete with the check the driver application required in paragraph E3 if it is not previously done. Complete with the social security number of the verification required in paragraph G of the section. Required with the driver applicant surrender his or her previous commercial driver license. Require compliance with the standard of the provided proof of the citizenship of lawful permanent residence specified in 383.71b9. Proof of the state of the domicile specified in 383.71b10. Exemption state with required to check with the proof of the citizenship of legal presence specified in paragraph only for the initial instance renewal upgrade of commercial learners permanent non-domicile commercial learners permit requirement. Initial issuance to renewal, upgrade, transfer of the commercial driver license, non-commercial driver license, first time after July 8, 2011. Provide a notation made with the driver of the record confirming the proof of citizenship of legal. President would check with the required the paragraph has been done, noting that it was done before beginning January 30, 2012. Commercial driver license required with the medical certification staff certified, driver certified in accordance with 38371B1 exemption, driver who is certified in accordance with 38371B1 may present a current medical examiner certificate issued January 30, 2012. Medical examiner certificate provided with the driver must be posted on the commercial driver license information system recorded in accordance with the paragraph O of the section. Make CDL available with no more than 8 years of the date of the issuance beginning January 6, 2012. Request of the Information Drug Alcohol Clearinghouse in accordance with 382.725 of this chapter. Begin February 7, 2012, not the issue for the upgrade with the Class A, Class B, Class CDL with the passenger school bus hazard materials endorsement unless the applicant with complete with the training required with subpart F of the Part 380 with the subchapter. Non-domiciled commercial learning from the commercial driver license. A state with a only issue with the non-domiciled with the commercial learners granted commercial driver license to a person that meets with the circumstances described in 383.71F1. State procedure for the issue with non-domiciled with the GLP, CDL with any modifications thereto with the notification commercial driver license information system must minimally identical to those pertaining to any commercial learner's permitted commercial driver license with the following exemption. If the applicant requesting the transfer of his or her non-domiciled with the commercial driver license state must obtain with the non-domiciled commercial CDL with the currently held with the applicant with the issue with another state. The state must have the word with the non-domiciled face for the commercial learner permit commercial driver license according with 383.153C. The state must have it established prior to issuing the non-domiciled commercial learner permit commercial driver license practical compatibility disqualifying the holder of the non-domiciled commercial learner's permit commercial driver license and with withdrawing disqualifying his or her domiciled commercial learner's permit commercial driver license as if the non-domiciled commercial learner permit or CDL were CLP or CDL issued with the person domiciled within the state. The state must require complying with the standard providing with the proof of the legal presence specified in paragraph 383.71B9 and 383.71F21. Beginning January 6, 2020, driver seeks issuance, renewal, upgrade with the transfer of the non-domiciled with CDL. Request the information from the Drug Alcohol Clearinghouse according to 382.725. Social Security number verification. Prior to commercial learners from a commercial driver license person in the state must verify the name of the date and birth Social Security number provided with the applicant with the information with the file with the Social Security Administrator in the state prohibited for the issuing, renewing, the upgrading, transfer with the CLP, CDL with the Social Security Administrator with the database that does not match the application provided. Data exemption of statement is only required with the performed Social Security number with the verification specified with the paragraph. Initial insurance issuance of the commercial learners from the transfer of CDL with another state with the drivers renewing CDL for the first time with after July 8, 2011. We have not previously had their Social Security number to information verified. Provide with the information. The notation is made with the driver of the record with conforming with the verification required with the paragraph has been made with the noting of the date when it was done, license issuance after the state with the completed procedures described in paragraph A through G with the section application. It may issue the commercial learner's permanent commercial driver license driver application must know for the operate commercial driver license information system. Such issuance, transfers, renewal, upgrade within 10 days prior period beginning with the day of the license issuance. Surrender policy state may return the surrender license to a driver that after physical marking is over it can be mistaken with a valid document with simply punching out a hole with the expiration date with the document insufficient document perforated with the word void if it is considered invalidated. Penalties with the applicant's license status is recorded prior to the commercial learner's permit commercial driver license. Anytime the commercial learner's permit commercial driver license issue the information issue for the applicant status over the information contained in subpart J of this part with the certification requirement 383.71B or G. Any of the documents requirements submitted with the 383.71H, the state must minimally disqualify the person's CLP, CDL with his or her pending application, disqualifying the person from operating the commercial motor vehicle over the period of at least 60 days consecutive. Days. Driver convicted of the fraud related with the testing of the shrimp for the commercial issuance of the commercial learner's permit commercial driver license. The state must policy you have been convicted of fraud related with the issuance of the commercial learner's permit commercial driver license. Applicant person for the convicted seek within raised news transfer upgrade fraud only obtain commercial learner's permit commercial driver license must also have the minimum disqualified. The state must record each of the such withdrawal of the person driving record. The person may not reapply with a new CDL for at least 1 year in state. Receive with credible information commercial learner's permit commercial driver license holder is a suspect that has not been convicted of the fraud related with the issuance of the commercial learner's commercial driver license. The state must require the driver to retake the skill of the acknowledged and tested within 30 days of the receipt of the notification for the state of the retesting is necessary. Effective commercial learner permit commercial driver license holder must make the appointment or otherwise schedule for the take with the next available test. If the commercial learner permit commercial driver license holder fails to make an appointment with a 30-day of the state, disqualify his or her commercial learner commercial driver license. Driver fails to either the knowledge or skill test, does not take the test, if the state must be disqualify his or her commercial learner's permit commercial driver license. Once commercial learner permit commercial driver license holds a CLP, CDL with has been disqualified, he or she must reapply with the commercial learner permit commercial driver license under state procedures apply applicable to the commercial learner permit commercial driver license applicant. Or reciprocity, a state must allow any of the person involved with a commercial learner's permit, commercial driver license, non-domiciled commercial learner's permit, non-domiciled commercial driver license, who is not disqualified from operating a commercial vehicle to operate a commercial vehicle in their state. Document verification. State must recover at least 2 persons within the driver's license agency of the participant substantiate the processing verification of the documents involved with the licensing process for the initial issuance and renewal of the upgrade with the commercial learner permit, non-domiciled commercial learner permit. Initial issuance, renewal, upgrade with the transfer of the CDL with the non-domiciled CDL with the documents being processed verified must include the minimum of those provided by the applicant with provide legal presence with the domicile with the information filed without the applicant informed with the knowledge skill of the scores. Section does not require the 2 people to process verify each of the document involved with the license process exemption. Each of the office only one of the staff members at least some of the document must process verify the supervisor before issuance, and when the supervisor is not available must meet some of the documents involved with the license process. The supervisor must verify that 1 business day of the issuance of commercial learner's permit, non-domiciled commercial learner permit, driver CDL or non-domiciled CDL, and computer system control. State must establish computer system controls that will prevent issuance of the initial renewed upgrade commercial learner's permit or initial renewed upgrade transferred CDL with the result of the transaction indicating application is unqualified. These controls, a minimum must be established with the following transaction state: CDLIS, PDPS, and driver record with a check for the social security number, verification, knowledge, skills test, score verification controls must be established. Initial, renewed, and upgrade CDLs. Suspend with the issuance process for the state with the CDLIS, PDPS, the driver the records with respect with the result. The state must demonstrate that it has the system detect the prevent fraud with the driver's record check with the return specific suspect results. At a minimum, system must ensure that the results are not connected to the violation of any state of local law relating to the motor vehicle traffic control other than parking, vehicle weight, or vehicle defect violations. The name of the person with the performing the record checking authorization, issue, justification, authorization, or document of documented state. Person performing the record check and the person with the authorized issuance are not the same. Medical record keeping the status of commercial learning permit, commercial driver license before June 22nd, 2018, operated with a commercial motor vehicle required to have the commercial learning permit, commercial driver license. The current licensing state must post a driver license self-certification type of the driving under 38371B1, the commercial driver license information system record. Post information for the medical examiner certificate within 10 calendar days of the commercial driver license information system record, including medical examiner name, medical examiner telephone number today, medical examiner certificate issuance, medical examiner license number the day they issue the medical examiner national registered identification number, the indicator medical certification status, certified, not certified, exemption date, medical examiner certificate, existence medical variance, medical variant certificate, such exemption, SBE certification, grandfather provisions. Alright, 9. Any restriction correctable lenses, hearing aid required to have possession exemption letter, SBI certificate, on duty, etc. And data medical examiner certificate information was posted in the CDLIS record and for driver record. Post medical variance information within 10 calendar days of the CDLSI or driver record, including date of the medical variance, expiration date of the medical variance, retaining original copy of the medical examiner certificate of the driver record, provided with the documentation physical qualification of 3 years beyond the date of certificate was issued. Staff of the commercial learning permit, commercial driver license holder on or after June 22nd, 2018, each operator commercial motor vehicle that could require with the commercial learning permit, commercial driver license, current licensing status state must post driver life self-certification type of driver under 38371B, commercial driver license information system driver record. Alright, B. Post the information for the medical examiner certificate received at the Federal Motor Care Safety Administration, CDLIS. Driver the record include medical examiner name, medical examiner telephone number, the date of the medical examiner certificate issued with medical examiner license number, the date that it was issued, medical examiner national register identification number, indicator of the medical certification status, certified or non-certified, expiration date of the medical examiner certification. 8. Existence of medical variance, medical examiner certificate, such exempts in skill, performance evaluation certification, grandfather provisions. 9. A restriction corrective lenses hearing and required possession exemption letter special performance evaluation certificate while on duty set. And the day of the medical examiner certificate information was posted on the commercial driver license information system driver record. Posted the medical variance information received in the Federal Motor Care Safety Administration within one business day of the commercial driver license information system driver record include date medical variance issues expiration date of the medical variance, retain electronic record medical examiner certification information any of the required for the documentation physical qualification 3 years beyond the date of the certificate was issued. Status update before June 22nd, 2018. The state must be within 10 calendar days drive of the medical examiner. It goes on. Certificate with the medical variance experience. Medical variance being resigned. Medical examiner certificate must be voided with the Federal Motor Care Safety Administration. Updates of the medical certification status. The driver not certified beginning June 22nd, 2018. The state must within 10 calendar days of the driver the medical examiner certificate. Medical variance experience. Medical certificate becoming involved with the medical variance being resigned. Medical examiner certificate must be voided with the Federal Motor Care Safety Administration. Data updated. Medical certification staff of the driver not required, not certified. Our variance update before June 22nd, 2018, 10 calendar days. Receiving the information Federal Motor Care Safety Administration regarding issue of the renewal of medical variance driver. The state must update commercial driver license record with it include the medical variance information of the Federal Motor Care Safety Administration beginning June 22nd, 2018 with one business day electronic receipt of the medical variance information Federal Motor Care Safety Administration regarding issuing with the renewal of medical variance of the driver in the state that may update with the commercial driver license information system record to include medical variance information provided by the Federal Motor Care Safety Administration. Downgrade if the driver's medical certification medical variance expired with the Federal Motor Care Safety Administration notifies the state medical certification involved invalidated and voided or medical variance removed, they resign from the state must. Before June 22nd, 2018, notify the commercial CLP CDL holder with his or her CLP CDL with a non-certified medical certification status of the commercial motor vehicle. The privileges will be removed from the commercial owner's permanent commercial driver license over the driver submit for the current medical examiner certificate. Medical variance chain with his or her self-certification driving only with the exceed of the interest state with the commerce if permitted by the state. Alright, on and after June 22nd, 2018, notify the commercial learner's permanent CDL holder or his or her commercial learner's permanent CDL non-certified medical certification status commercial motor vehicle driving privilege will be removed from the CLP CDL unless the driver has a medical exam certified in accordance with the Title 49, 30, 91, 43 physically qualified to operate a commercial motor vehicle with a medical examiner defined in Title 49, 395 of the driver's chain with the certification driving only exempted with the interstate commerce is permitted by the state initiate and establish the proceedings with the downgrading the CLP CDL. CLP CDL downgrading must be completed recorded with a 60-day for the driver of the record medical certification before a non-certified to operate commercial motor vehicle. Alright, 2A, before June 22nd, 2018, with the driver of the fail to provide with the state with the certification contained with 38371B1 with the current medical examiner certificate, the driver self-certifies in accordance with 38371B1. She, as operating in a non-expected with interstate commerce in 38371H, state must be marked in commercial driver license, driver of record, non-certified initiated with the commercial learner permit, commercial driver license downgrade following state procedures in accordance with the paragraph 041B of this section. Alright, on and after June 22nd, 2018, when the driver fails to provide the state within certification contained 38371B1 of the driver self-certified within accordance with 38371B11, he or she is operating in a non-exempted interstate commerce requiring 38371H information requiring paragraph 022 and section not receive the posted state must mark with the CDL driver the non-certified with the initial CLP CDL downgrade following state procedures in accordance with paragraph 041B of the section. Federal Motor Care Safety Administration medical permit is the name of the keepers and list of the state contact with the receiving the medical variance information. Federal Motor Care Safety Administration beginning January 30th, 2012. State renew responsible ensuring the medical variance contact information always update the date. Federal Motor Care Safety Administration medical programs after February 7th, 2020. State must notify Federal Motor Care Safety Administration the training. provider that the state does not meet the applicable state requirements of commercial driver's license instructions, and then all right, third-party testing. 38375, third-party testing. The state must authorize third-party testing administered with the skill of the test in paragraph G and H if the following the conditions are met. Skill test must be given in third-party same as though that would otherwise be given in the state using the same version. Skill test written instructions testing. Applicant same scoring sheet with the prescribed in subpart G and H. State must conduct on-site inspection third-party tester at least once every 2 years. Follow custom the examiner regular arrests. Results on usually high or low pass or fail rates. State must issue with the third-party tester CDL testing skills certification upon execution of third-party skill test agreement. State must issue each of the third-party CDL test examiner skill testing certificate upon successful completion for formal skill testing experience examiner training course prescribed in 383, 384, 228. State must meet at least once every 2 years to do one of the following of each of the third-party examiner. State the employee with covertly take the test administered with the third-party state employee with the test applicant. Have the state employee with co-scoring along with the third-party examiner CDL score skill testing and the pass or fail result. Retest sample the driver of the beer examined with the third party to compare the pass or fail result. State must take the prompt with appropriate remedial action against the third party test to fail to comply with the state and federal standards for the CDL testing program with any other terms of the third party contract. The skill testing examiner who's also skill instructor the skill test training skill test the third party contained with the minimum provisions allow Federal Motor Carrier Administration representative of the state to conduct the random examination, inspection, and audits of the record facility operation with a prior notice. Require that all the third party skill test examine that meet the qualification training standard 384 228. Allow the states to do any of the following. Have the states employed with the covertly with the test administered by the third party if the state employed with the test applicant. Have the state employed with the co-score with all third party examiner CDL skill tests compare the pass or fail. Have the state retest the sample for the driver to examine the third party with the reserve of the estate with the right with the prompt with the appropriate remedial action again with the third party tester that failed to comply with the state and federal standards CDL testing program with any other terms of the third party contract. 4. Require third party tester and initiate the maintain with the bond with the amount determine the state to be the physician with the paid with the retesting driver the event with the third party one with more examiner involved with the fraudulent activities related with the conducting skill testing applicant with the CDL exam. Third-party tester, the government is not required to maintain a bond. Required with third-party tester only CDL skills examiner successfully complete with the formal CDL skills test examiner training course prescribed by the state that has been certified by the state. CDL skills examiner qualified administrator of the CDL test. Require the third-party tester with the designated with the road test route, but they have been approved by the state. Require the third-party tester to submit with the scheduled CDL testing, skill testing appointments to the state no more than 2 business days prior to each of the tests. Alright, 9. Require the third-party tester to maintain with the copies of the following records of the principal place of business. A copy with the state certificate authorization party tester for the administrator with the CDL skill testing program that forms for the class of the type of the commercial motor vehicle listed. B. A copy of each of the third-party examiner state certificate authorization third-party examiner to the administrator of the CDL skill test for the class of the type of the commercial motor vehicles listed. Copy of each of the current third-party agreement. Copy of each of the completed CDL skill test score with the such over the sheet with the current with the at least past 2 calendar years. Copy of the third-party tested state approved road test route with a copy of the third-party examiner training record. Proof of testing by a third-party tester must notify the state driver license agency through the Social Security electronic means with the driver. The applicant passes the skill of the test administrator of a third-party test. Our minimum number of tests conducted. The state must revoke the skill of the test certification. Any of the examiner does not conduct a skill test examiner at least 10 days for applicants per calendar day. Exemptions. Examiners who do not meet the 10 test minimum either take the refresher training specified 383, 384, 228 with the chapter have the state examiner or along to observe the third party examiner successfully administers at least 1 skill test. Alright, 383.77, the substitute for the driver's skill for the test drivers for the military commercial motor vehicle. The exclusion of the state with the driver the skill test is specified in 383.113 may be waived from the commercial driver license within the military commercial motor vehicle experience with the currently listed at the time of his or her application commercial driver license substitute with the applicant and travel record with the combination of certain driver experience. State shall impose the condition, limitation, and restriction applicants from whom the state may accept the alternative requirements of the skill test described in 383.113 of such conditions must require at least one of the following. Application must certify that during the 2-year period immediately prior to applying the CDL, he or she has not made more than one license exam with a military license, has not have any license suspended, revoked, or canceled, has not had any convictions, any type of the motor vehicle disqualification offense contained in 383, conviction, any type of the motor vehicle serious traffic violation, 38351C, has not made any conviction, violation, military, state, local law relating to motor vehicle traffic, or any other parking violation arising in connection with any of the traffic accidents, has not recorded accidents, his or she with his fault. An applicant must provide evidence saying certify that he or she is regularly employed with at least 1 year, and the military position requiring operation of commercial motor vehicle was exempted with the CDL requirements of 3A33C. Was operating a vehicle representing the commercial motor vehicle, the driver applicant operates except for the operator at least 2 years immediately from the military. Alright, 389.79, skill testing out of state with the student with knowledge and skill testing of the military personnel. CDLs applied, applicants trained out of state with the state with the ministry with the skill of the state with the ministry with the skill of the test and corn with subparagraphs, subparts F and G, H of this person who has taken the training with the state with it is to be licensed in another United States jurisdiction, his or her state with the domicile. Such test result must be transmitted electronically directly from testing state of a licensed state with efficiency and secure manner. Or the state domicile of the commercial driver license, the applicant must accept the result of the skill test administered of the applicant by any other state within core with the subpart F and G and H of this part of the fulfillment of the applicant testing requirements are 38371 state test and administered of the requirements under the 38373 of military service member of the applicant with the CLP CDL staying in the duty station of the state whether active duty military service or station non-domicile made with the acceptance of the application commercial driver license military service members who have the valid driver license for the his or her state with the domicile, valid active duty military identification card, current copy either of the service member, a military leave with a earning statement with his or her orders administered for the down skill test with the military service numbers is appropriate within accordance with subpart F and G and H of this part, waiver of the skill test in accordance with 38377, destroy the driver license for the behalf of the state with the domicile unless the later required licensing surrendered in its own driver license agency. Alright, electronic transmission application testing results. Date of the duty must transmit the complete with the application result of the knowledge and skill test any of the supporting documents directed and secure of the efficient electronic system. Alright, state domicile. Upon completion of the applicant's application testing requirements of 38371 of the state test ministry of the requirements of 38373 state domicile of the military service members applying commercial learner's permit, commercial driver license may accept the completed application result of the knowledge skill of the test administered of the applicant of the state whether he or she is currently stationed notice of the waiver of the skill test authorized by paragraph B12 of the section 8 supporting documents issuing the application commercial learner permit, commercial driver license, subpart F vehicle groups and endorsements. Testing.